What's up guys, Zach Sharp here with another analytics tutorial. Today we're going to go over how to build out a dashboard in Google Data Studio. For that, I'm going to be using the orders data from the Global Superstore spreadsheet that I connected in the last video. If you haven't already, make sure you go check out the video just before this so that you understand how to connect an Excel spreadsheet to Google Data Studio. Also, if you'd like to work with me and have me help out with your business's analytics, make sure you follow the link in the description to set up a consultation with me. And as a reminder, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram to get the latest updates on tutorial videos, as well as other tips and tricks for Google Data Studio, Google Sheets, and Microsoft Excel. All right, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into building this dashboard. For this tutorial, I'm gonna be building out this profitability dashboard that's just using the orders data from that Global Superstore spreadsheet I uploaded in the last video. So what you have here is the products, all of the products that were listed in that superstore and the profit for each, as well as 3 different scorecards to show this total sales, the shipping cost, and the profit. And down here, we've got a chart showing the profit over time. Now, all 4 of these charts are dynamic and they'll be changed using these 4 filters that we've got up top. The first allowing you to specify a date range, and the other 3 allowing you to drill down to a specific geolocation. So let's take a look at how that functionality would work. So let's say I wanted to change this date and only look at the month of January for 2011. I'd come up here, select January, we'll go to the 31st. And then we see those charts have adjusted. Now let's say I wanted to look for a specific geolocation. We'll say somewhere in the US, it's definitely gonna be, we'll make it a big city. So let's go United States only. State, we want it to be big. Let's go with California. And drill this down a little bit more. So let's go to LA and see what we're working with there. So when we drill this down, we can see that for January 2011, LA brought in just under $25 in profit. Now, while we're here, I want to call your attention to one thing, and that is here in this top right-hand corner, we can see this blue edit icon with the pencil. Now, if we click this, it's going to take me to the back end of the dashboard where we can go build things out. And this is exactly where we left off in the first video. If I come back up here and click this eye icon that's got the view button now, we are back in the front end of the dashboard, which is what your audience is going to see. Now let's hop over to our template and start building out the dashboard. One thing to note here with your Google Data Studio reports is that whenever you build out a new report, Google Data Studio is going to automatically generate a chart for you. As we can see, we've got one here. This is showing the order IDs for all of the different orders, as well as a record count. Now, I want to call your attention to this because order ID is actually a field that we got over here in the available fields that comes from that orders data spreadsheet. So it's actually a column in the spreadsheet. This record count, however, is not. This is something that's actually generated. As you can see down here, it's in blue. It's generated by Google Data Studio itself. So what we're going to do with this chart is actually we're going to take this, I'm going to drag this down, and we're just going to use this initial chart to recreate this profit by products. And to do that, what I'm going to do is first select the chart and just change the dimensions a little bit. So we're going to come up here to dimension. I'm going to click on this and change this from order ID over to product name. And that updates that. And then I'm going to come down here to the metric field and change this from record count to profit. And as we can see, that updates. Right now, it's showing it as a number. So I'm going to come over here to this sum square, click the pencil, come down here to number type and update this to currency so that it's showing in US dollars. And now we have our profit for each of the products in the superstore. The next things are going to be just to resize this so that it looks visually appealing. We'll come down here and show 10, stretch this out a little bit, and I'll resize this so that it's completely visually appealing and looks good once we're all done. Just want to show you all that this is possible. The next thing that I'm going to do is add in each of these scorecards, so the sales, the shipping cost, and the profit scorecards. So to do that, I'm going to come back over here to my template, and in this toolbar up here at the top, I'm going to choose Add a Chart and select the scorecard option. Drag that scorecard right about here or so. Unfortunately for me, it's already showing profit. I'm going to go ahead and update this though. Come over here, select on profit, and change this to sales. Again, I want to make this showing as a currency, so choosing the sum, clicking on the pencil icon, coming down here to number type, currency, updating this to USD. And the last thing that I want to do here is I want to be able to compare this number to a point in time. As we see here, we've got the trend showing that all of these numbers are going up for the date range that we've selected. To adjust this, what we're going to do is come down here to this field where we see comparison date range, and we're going to set the date range that we want to compare our total number to. So remember, this data is from 2011 to 2014, so you'll want to make sure that you select a comparison date range that is within that range. So I'm going to go ahead and just say we're going to make the date range the entire year of 2011. So January 1, 2011, we'll come here. December 31st, apply that. Right now it's showing no data. That's because we don't have it comparing to anything. So the next steps are then going to be to take this sales scorecard and use these to make out a shipping cost scorecard and a profit scorecard. To do that, all I have to do is click on this. I can right click, copy, right click again down here and paste. For anyone that's using hotkeys, feel free, if you're using a Mac, to do your Command C, Command V there. And if you're using a Windows PC, feel free to do Control C, Control V. Come down here and update this, make this shipping cost. Again, changing this to make sure that it's showing a currency. USD. And our comparison date range has stayed the same. Pull this up just a little bit. Again, I'm going to come over here, Control C, Control V, or Command C, Command V, depending on your operating system. I'm going to update this one last time to make this profit. You're going to change this again from a number to currency to show US dollars. And now we've got our three scorecards, being the sales, the shipping cost, and the profit scorecards. The last chart that we need to add in is going to be the chart at the bottom that shows your profit over time, like so. So we will come here again, choose add chart, and we are going to choose a time series. And we will paste that time series right here, do a little resizing. And Google Data Studio is pretty smart. As we can see, it's already showing the profit. So all we need to do is resize this chart a little bit. And we've got our profit over time. So now we've got our four main charts that are in this Global Superstores order database. So we've got your product by profit, your sales scorecard, your shipping cost scorecard, your profit scorecard, and a time series showing your profit over the specified date range. The next thing that we're going to need to add in is these four control filters here. So coming back over, what we're going to do is come back up here to the top and choose add control. We're going to choose the first one being the date range control and add that right here. Now, I stop this and I want to see what my audience sees right now. Again, come over here to this top right-hand corner and choose the view icon. And we can see how this dashboard looks to our audience now. Just again, to show the functionality of this, I'm going to select the date range. So let's do the entire year of 2012. Since we've got our comparison scorecards set for comparing to the year of 2011, let's look at 2012. So January 1. December 31st, apply. And now we can see the functionality of this dashboard. We can see the comparisons that are made. We can see that all of these charts and all of our graphs have updated accordingly. So coming back up here to this top right, we're going to click the edit and we're going to go in and add in the three other controls. Make drop down list. And we will update this field to be country. And all I'm going to do again is just copy and paste this, move this over, change this to state, and then again, make this city. And so now we've got all of the components of our dashboard. The next steps are going to be formatting this to make it visually appealing to our audience. One thing I want you to notice here is that when we were building this, we were in the data pane, which allowed us to change the metric as well as the dimension. So product name is the dimension. If I, again, click here, I could change that and I can make it country, city, customer name, whatever I choose. And then again, the same with the metric down here. Not too many metrics we have. You could change that to sales, maybe account of state, different things of that nature. The point of that being, in order to update this and change the font, so now that I'm formatting this, I'm going to want to come over here to the styles pane. And this will allow me to make a number of different changes to the font. But what I'm going to do here is make this a little bit bigger so that it's easier to see. I want my audience to be able to see about the first 10 at any given time. I also want these individual products to be visible. I'll resize for that as well. Just a little bit, there we go. And I'll make this a little bit bigger so that we're showing those product names. Keep those from getting cut off as best as possible. However, also taking into account that there can be some pretty high profits. We're only looking at 1 year right now. Again, I clicked down in the report and selected all 3 scorecards at once, as opposed to having to move them all. Currently, we are in the data pane. I'm going to click over here to the style pane to edit these 3 scorecards a little. I'm going to put a border around these as well, make them stand out a little more. I'm also going to increase that font. I think 30 may look a little better. Let's see. Yeah, I think 30 works. Bring that side in just to give it a little more space for the overall dashboard, and pull this over so that it's not cluttered. You want that to be as long as that chart. And then last but certainly not least, the profit time series down below. I think that this chart is pretty good as it comes. I'm not going to make too many edits to this myself. Feel free to if you would like to. You can click in the pane and see that there are a number of things that you can change. I'm happy with the color, but we'll just show that it can be changed to green. And that may not be a bad color because this is profit. If we click over to view, need to pull over profit just a bit, but that's what we'll be continuously doing as you're working on building out your dashboard. You'll be clicking over into view, making changes, seeing edits, making changes, thinking about new things. It's a never-ending cycle. Constant ways to improve the data that you are showing your audience. Again, coming over here, resizing this profit chart, clicking into the view, and we can see that when I choose China only, you can see that everything updates. And that is the finished profitability dashboard. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something. Please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram for the latest updates regarding tutorials and different tips and tricks I have for Microsoft Excel, Google Data Studio, and Google Sheets. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.